So it was needed and they did a platform.
Hey, welcome back to the platform. I'm your host, Joey Zaza.
And I'm Hustle Mama, of course, his co-host.
Oh, yeah. She's more than just my co-host. This is my sister, my friend, D, all the above. So right now, we got the people's champ in the building, Mr. Bernard Hopkins.
Woo! Yes!
You know, I mean, listen, B-Hop, we was talking before, you know, like this is our second time doing this, man. You blessed us by coming on the show. First of all, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you to your assistant, Miss Tate, you know, for making sure we got everything that we needed to make sure that you felt comfortable when you got in here.
Yeah, but thank you for having me here on this platform because, you know, we go back a long way. We got a lot to talk about. So let's educate and entertain.
Let's educate and entertain. So listen, during the break, you know, before we got started, you and Hustle Mama over here was talking about how you guys used to be at the Sixers game. And tell me a little bit about that. What's up?
Well, actually, I was a season ticket holder back in the day, you know, when life was plentiful. We go through ups and downs. And B-Hop over here was in my same section. We were on the floor, right, in the corner by the band. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, he was always a very nice person. So when you have season tickets, you're going to 42 games a season. You get to know the people around you. Sure. It's like a little family. You're doing halftime in the Lexus Club. Then you're going out afterwards. It's just like a little unit. So he was telling us that he was just at the Milwaukee game and ran into AI.
AI was there, and we was talking about the past and when he was playing, and you know how I motivated him.
Yes.
You mentioned, you know, I used to see you, courtside watching me, man. I give you a nod, and he did, and gave me a nod, and he said how I motivated him. That made me feel, and if AI listening, somebody know him that's listening to this interview, they would know to contact them, let them know B-Hop gave him a shout out because that made me feel good. We at the Milwaukee game.
That's right, Milwaukee, not even in Philadelphia.
Like we at the Milwaukee, watching the Milwaukee game, and we right there. Of course, we watching it, and then his uncle was with them, and we were just busting it up, and he was just letting me know how I inspired him, and I'm like, I never knew that. I knew we was always cool. He'd been in 2 of my fights. He showed up to 2 Atlantic City fights, but to hear that from him, it just showed that we must support each other.
Right. Yes.
No matter where a person's status is at.
That's right.
Because you never know how much you might motivate, whether it's you, Joey Zaza, whether it's anyone that's in this business or any other business, that years later hearing him say that, AI.
That's AI, and AI was something different. I mean, he brought to the city so much energy.
Yes.
Since he left, the club scene went down. Like the club scene is
Sit on Avenue. I ain't gonna give him I ain't gonna give him a commercial, but whatever.
Club Friday.
Was it Friday? Oh, you said it. Okay.
Club Friday.
I knew what it was.
He would go in the bar and buy the whole. They had to put a velvet rope across.
They miss AI at Club Fridays on Sit on Avenue.
The city of Philadelphia misses AI.
Yes.
You got that right.
We love him.
He was our people's champ. It's not a lot of champs in the city, but you are one of the most outstanding dudes because you give so much back.
Yes, you do.
You give so much back to people. And, how does it feel now? You're retired.
Are you really retired?
You're in the best shape of your life. You're looking great.
And I'm living the best of my best life.
Okay.
Yeah, he ain't going back and forth with them cats. You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel right now as just being able just to do whatever it is that you want to do?
And iconic, because you're iconic.
Thank you. And first of all, how I feel great from close to 30 years of professional physical boxing. That's straight off the answer that first. I feel great. My body feel good. My head feel great. I wake up every morning early, like I'm on that boxing schedule, which drives certain people crazy in my house. 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm working out about 6:30. I'm done my whole day about 3:30 if I'm on the East Coast, where most people 9 to 5, it's 9 to 5 or whatever, or late or later. But I'm having fun, but also in that fun, because I love what I'm doing, that's the fun part. But in the middle of all that, and in between, it could be a little bit stressful based on being in the situation that I am, in a good one rather. It brings a lot of energy towards me. And my circle is small, but the industry in the world is big.
Right.
And so I'm mindful of the time I use in situations, and I'm mindful about how I had to protect my credibility, what I've earned, my finances that I want to see become wealth. There's a difference between now and then.
Yes.
You like that spit?
Yes.
Like that?
Yes.
See now, wealthy.
Well, yeah, and I a lot of
And
people,
there's generational
that was a real easy way to say it, rich and then wealth. But I wanted to say now and then, because you got it, and most people listening, I'm pretty sure they get it. See, now is now,
Yes.
but later on, it's later on. And that's later on could be 10, 20, 30 years is into a dynasty. So it's the protection mode now because they coming. And they coming. So now when I say they coming, what I mean the takers. There's more takers from my perspective. There's more takers than givers. So whether you want to take my time for nothing to use or nothing to benefit anyone other than your agenda. So it is benefiting you, but not benefiting my cause and what I think. Right. So right now the fight is different, but the fight's the same. The fight's the same because now I have this light on me. And I have these accomplishments on me.
Right.
And I still can articulate it in the way I'm articulating it now. Right? That's a whole new different animal in a positive way.
Right.
Right? So now you're talking about, I still can talk about the past and talk about now and talk about anything in between, and you can hear me without embarrassing myself because I come from a sport that normally takes your health.
Right.
Amen.
Right? And if you open your mouth, nobody know what the hell you're talking about, let alone what the hell you mean.
Amen.
So when you in a unique situation and let them argue whether you better, different, or all above, that to me was recognized in my mid 40s when I knew that my time in the ring is going to come to an end because here I'm 40 winning the world championship.
Yeah.
And then at 47,
yes.
and then at 52,
Yes.
right, defending those titles. At 50. Now, what I'm saying,
That's record-breaking right there.
what I'm saying is that to everyone is like never, I had that warning pack on the cigarettes, like never try this at home.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not encouraging nobody to take anything with a sport of this magnitude to that level. If you do, it's your choice. But there's something that I was cut out to do because how I took care of myself, how I prepared and planned for later on.
And that's how I feel, champ. Because I'm 46 and here I am still playing semi-pro football. Like, they're like, yo, you got contact. Hold on, move your head. You got contact, and like you're doing physical contact, champ. Like. That's amazing to me. That's amazing to me, and it's something that has to be in you. Your body has to be prepared for that, and it just doesn't come physically; it's mentally as well.
Yes.
You got to know what you're going to get up and get yourself into, and you got to prepare like a gladiator. And it's just so strange because you said at 52, but you held four belts.
Yeah, I held 4 in 2 divisions. So the middleweight division, for 12 years, I reigned as the middleweight champion. Then I wanted to take it further because I understood that 3 people had belts too, and that's why we did the unification in 2001, post 9/11 in New York City.
I remember that.
And wound up beating Felix Trinidad. That put me actually.
Wow.
I went to that fight.
That put me deeper on the map because
Yep.
I was known as the tough Philadelphia guy. This and
Yes,
that.
you were.
Overcame some obstacles. That was a great story start coming off, but it wasn't a story of like. I ain't gonna say different, where nobody never heard of it before.
Right.
I mean, inner city stories of basketball players, football players. I mean, that's
Pretty
much the norm.
Right.
But to be able to say, okay, here's the middleweight division. That's the division I ruled for 12 years. I made 20 defenses. I broke Hagler's record at 15 defenses. I wound up doing 16, of course. Then I broke the great Carlos Mazone record. I think it was 13. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to add 5 more just for good measure so I can watch history.
Yeah,
Chase
it.
So that was that. I set motivations and goals for myself to keep going.
Because we tapping on the
Yeah,
table.
you guys are tapping on the table.
My whole thing is I set goals after goals after goals after goals. Now that I have 1 belt, I want all the belts. Now that I have all the belts, I want to have more defenses than any fighter in history.
Wow.
And then I went on. That's to motivate me. Now, when I moved up to light heavyweight, fighting Tarver in Atlantic City, that was because Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Robinson, the great Sugar Ray Robinson, could not come out for the 15th round. That he was winning the fight, but he was the heat and fighting in Yankee Stadium. He passed out, 100-degree weather fighting outside. That's in the history books. So I said, I'm gonna go up 2 weight classes, jump over one, which was 168, and went right there light heavy. No one ever accomplished that, even though the great Ray Robinson tried to.
Wow.
So that motivated me to stay in the game a little longer. So I started chasing. God became a gold chaser. I became a history chaser. And then I wound up defending the lightweight title after I made that history. So these are things that I'm motivated about. Now, how do you flip the script or change lanes, but not change as a person, just change lanes? How do now I take that mentality, right, in the sports world, just like I took it from the incarceration world.
Right.
How do I take that incarceration world of 9 years parole, come home in 88, the city's popping, clubs are popping.
Yeah, everything is
New York is popping.
Civic Center.
Brooklyn is not looking like Brooklyn now.
No, it's not. No.
Never a Brooklyn again.
So how you set goals and how you set it from a distance and be able to have a vision. This vision has been in me. Now, once I recognize it,
that's powerful.
I never became Y41, 45 in almost 30 years with achievements underneath the belt. Now, how do I understand that and then manifest that and now use that as a platform in other scenarios or other events?
The platform. That word just keeps coming up.
The platform. The platform.
We listen.
Wait. I got a question.
Go ahead.
I want to know, B, if you could possibly tell our audience, because this is what we try to do. That's so important. You're so accomplished. You're so driven. You have beat so many odds. And you've gone up against things that people could never imagine. What can you tell parents now raising sons or children in the community or people who would be listening to this? What could you tell them and share with them to help inspire them to get goals, to get right?
I would tell the adults, whether they aunts, whether they parents, your credibility depends on how they believe what you say. Your credibility is only trusted about what you do and not what you say. You can't think you're going to get some response of positivity from the youth today who's much advanced than we ever be.
Yeah.
And then they watch you do the opposite. So before you check her or him, check yourself and let that spread on to they see their credibility. And then talking can come after that. But we have to get ourselves in order.
Right.
We have to get ourselves right, the ones that's not, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
To be able to have the credibility to say the do's and don'ts.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Hey, listen.
Thank you.
We got a few more minutes, but I just want to know real quick, your birthday coming up.
Yeah,
what you doing, man?
What you doing? How old you going to be?
Birthday on a Tuesday this year too, right?
Oh.
What I'm doing, let me tell you what I'm doing. First of all, I'm going to do inventory like I do before the year's out. You know, the tax man.
Okay.
You know, I got to get
Take
mine
care
in
of
now.
business,
I
that's
got to
it.
get
Handle your
mine in now,
business.
and I can't wait to April. I mean,
Right.
that's people that's getting the check. I'm the person that's writing them, and I don't say it to brag. I say it to be different.
That's right.
There's a boss. There is a company. There is a businessman. There is a business. So I will be doing, since this is our tax season right now, it's chaos, right? You know, and I'm saying this because now I'm going into that year. I'm going to be in position right now to take the second half of life, man, and outdo the first one.
Well,
That's right.
Hold on to that, yo. We're going to take a short break. We'll
Yes.
be back on the other side with more of the champ.
So it was needed and they did a platform.
Welcome back, y'all. We still here, my man
Yo,
B
yo,
Hop.
yo.
We still here, and listen, when we was off for a minute, we were still talking. You know, of course, the conversation is great. You know, every time I talk to this brother, he got a message.
Yes.
And you gotta listen to him. You know, your mom always said, listen is twice as much as you talk. You might learn something.
That's right.
And every time I'm with you, I'm learning something. but it's like in the process, the way you talking is like you're still learning something. So you just like passing knowledge along the way. And I want to talk to you because you said you're about to be inducted to the Hall of Fame, man. That's huge, man.
Yes,
Huge.
in Jersey. Yup. They informed me about a month ago. We've been working on the details and tying a Golden Boy fight that weekend to make it a weekend thing.
Oh, we gonna be there.
I want to know about that. I mean, you and De La Hoya are business partners, right?
Yes.
Right now, okay.
Okay.
You know, Golden Boy Promotions. How did that come about? Because you guys fought, right?
2006, I believe. Yeah.
And you won.
Yeah.
Okay.
11th, 9th round knockout.
Now they winning together.
Wow. So it's like, exactly. Now you guys is winning together. But to be able to come back, that's like such a tremendous thing because y'all phased the Don King era out. Like, I understand, like, you know, during his time, he really had a grip hold on boxing. And, you know, if you really wanted to get something done, you had to really go through Don King. But you did it your way. Yeah. And I think that's what makes it so special that you were determined to create your own promotion, to do everything your way, the executioner. You know, you would come out, because you just did so many great things. It's just crazy to sit back and talk to you now about it. Like, how did that come about?
It came about, and also, there's only two fighters in history, George Foreman and Bernard Hopkins, who received every year they have a boxing association called the BWAA, Boxing Association, the World Boxing Association. And what happened is I won an award that I'm proud of. It's called the Manager Award.
Okay.
Every year they have a Grammys. You get the producer, you get this. So to win a Manager Award means that manager, you had to make decisions. You had to, as an athlete, and also I had to train and get ready for fights. Now, I didn't do it by myself, but at the end I had to make the choices. It had to be
You had the
myself.
finals, yeah.
I get all the information. I had the final say about my life in that ring, and I did more than what people expect me to do, making those decisions, and that made them respect me. And then the physical made them respect me as an athlete, and then accomplishments. When you win more than you lose, they got to respect it. They got to pay homage. But this is the things that I've learned over not giving up. It goes all the way back from when I recognized it. You know what I mean? Like I said, come home, 88, understand I had these years I got to walk off. The statistic says I won't. The warden said I won't. I wanted to show him I will. So every time I use that platform of that past, every time I'm told or even that I can't, I kick into those memories. I'm not stuck by no means. I look at those pictures on my phone that I keep, that look at every now and then. And when I got on my screensaver, and I just look at it, right when I was 13 years old with red gloves on. These are the things that I got to remind myself when I get in a situation of thought to reflect for only a split second sometimes, where I got to say, okay, I ain't going to hold my cool. I ain't going to do that, do this, right? These are the things that we must check ourselves with. It's called conscious. Now, if you can be conscious of anything you do, right? Oh man, you're gonna be in some good situations in life, no matter what they is. Just be conscious. When you're conscious, you got a thought process. The thought process, you get to evaluate what you're thinking about, and then you get to deliver, and you get to deliver with a clear conscience.
Wow. Now, Champ, I want to know. Joey. I want to know. I'm staying woke. I'm woke, man. Champ, what was one of your greatest fights to your memory? Like, what was one of your greatest fights? One of your toughest fights? That, you know, all your fights look like they was tough, but some of them look like you just
in
went
life,
in.
Period, or just in the ring?
No, in the ring, like in the ring.
I want to know in life.
Well,
Bernadette Hopkins, who's a year older than me. My mother was pregnant for 3 years in a row. Bernadette was a year older than me. I'm born in 65. Bernadette was born in 64. Michael was born in 65. I was born in 65. Bernadette was born in 66. Mike was born in 64. So that's why I was, you know, like a little mathematical joke is that my mother was really in labor for 3 years, if you look at the numbers, right? January, February, and we year apart.
Back to back.
Right.
Bernadette, Demetrius' mom,
okay,
my nephew, who's boxer at one time too, she had the meanest left hook. Let me tell you something, man. You ain't no stumbling. Bro, I know you listen, Bernard, but listen, you can't. I can run fast. You got a little knee problem right now. I'm not making fun of your knee, but she do got a little. She got a little swollen knee every now and then from working. But let me tell you something. You talking about left hook? Cause you know, there's 6 of us in the house, man. We come from Diamond Street to Germantown. I was like, somebody hit the lottery. You know what I mean? We up near Lincoln Drive, looking at these big houses.
Yeah.
But we don't, we in the row house part. We in Dogtown.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, hold up. So somebody put something in the refrigerator. Next thing you know, we ain't supposed to eat that.
Right.
You go in the refrigerator, man. You be like, I'm eating this. She walked up on me, man. I had to, what it was, icing on my lips and all that.
It was on the wall by
Man,
that
she
time.
didn't even ask. She's small, we rumble. Man, we rumble. I know they can't do that now. When you get some age, you don't get a pass for that. But I was rumbling. I was rumbling. And I ain't get KO. But it was ketchup all over the wall.
Now, I really wanted to know because, I mean, like, as people who follow you, a lot of your fights, man, were so entertaining. Like, how does the showmanship come into boxing when you're out there physically defending yourself and fighting another brother, but you still keep that performance of showmanship? Like, how does that work? Like, how do you?
Well, it's like, listen. Floyd had it and had it great. Roy Jones Jr. came out with it. Muhammad Ali. Gorgeous George, the famous wrestler back in the day with Ali.
Gorgeous George.
Ali got it from him, combing his hair. I mean, everybody don't want to have another personality to promote themselves. But once I realized that I was doing just that, and I was reminded by, not boxers, but I was reminded by, I guess, business people, and people say, man, Bernard, you should come out. You're the executioner. Once you get a hood. Yeah. Once you come out with some X-Men. Yeah. So we go to one of those fitness stores, man, or fitness places, gyms, and if I'm in LA, you're going to find a gym everywhere, right? We get buff guy, put a hood on, no shirt, tights, black boots. They come out there, and I'm accomplishing 2 things. A, my opponent will be scared as hell. Yeah, right. B, I'm going to beat them up, but they're going to scare them first. Make it easy on me. So Joey, listen, I learned how to do things on the fly. On the go, right? And you know what? It's just like an artist getting inside the booth, right? Yeah. Or getting pen in the pad and he's writing, and then he tear it up and don't need to write it no more. Right. Some people gotta write it down. Some don't. Right. Right. That's a whole different animal. Yeah. So I realized I'm calling myself the executioner. Yeah. I'm realizing now I gotta get a costume behind that. Can I get a costume behind that? And now I know my performance and the way I train, the way I think and stay in shape, gotta represent that executioner, or I would get executed. You gotta be the executioner. And so now when they see the credibility of the substance, they see the substance, now they see the credibility, they start doing this. And now I'm watching the Black Panther. I'm like, yo, I should have had that. I'm watching. Now I was doing this. I'm like, yo, hold up. I'm sitting back. But before the Black Panther, I seen the Gatorade. I seen it doing that X-Men. And I'm like looking at myself. I'm like, yo.
I should have owned that.
I'm like, yo, I should have trademarked that.
That's right.
I'm going around telling people don't even like, they don't even speak. They doing this to me.
Yeah.
They even do this on Family Feud. You know when they're gonna steal it.
Now they on Family Feud, man. They doing this with Steve Harvey. They doing the X Factor. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, the X Factor.
The X Factor. Look
like,
what you started.
Like, you gotta give me half of that money. I want the X money. You can have the Factor. But look, I say that to say this. That's why it's important to recognize where you was asleep, not woke. That's why it's good to reflect and also have fun about things that if you're alive to have fun about, depending on how serious it was. And you never make that mistake again. That's right. You never make the same mistake, especially again. So this is a message, this platform is such a good resource for not only the community, as far as this census go and radio and TV and internet and social media, y'all be able to tap in and hear some things that can help you think, be conscious, and move out.
That's right.
You got something for him? We got 5 minutes, Steph. Come
Yeah,
on,
you know,
drop
I
something.
always got stuff. Okay, so Bernard, I want to ask you for, of course, the people of Philadelphia. You know, it's a very sport-driven support town and all of that, and they've always shown you love. I know you felt the love. You've always shown Philly love. Do you think that the community at large is really evolving and changing into something that you don't recognize these days? And what is your remedy for that? Like, how do we bring back the cohesiveness, the unity? I mean, we used to go to boxing matches. We used to go to parties. I don't see that anymore.
First of all, I'm at a stage in my life right now, and I recognize everything that's being changed, whether it's good or bad. I recognize without panicking when you see neighborhoods that they didn't care about. Now all of a sudden they become the Soho of New York City.
Yeah.
They become high-end properties. And I'm so glad I got in 13, 14, 15 years ago when nobody wasn't paying attention or they didn't matter, but now they matter. And I didn't triple, not double. I didn't triple the value based on having dirt with a gate around it so I won't get fined for trash and litter, right? That's what you do in the city. So I recognize the change. Change is good and is also beneficial. But certain changes that are not good is the changes that keep you where you at, not where you want to be. And where I see things being the same, but just the years changing, and the year have changed, and time have changed, but things are still the same, is when you see the numbers being more in the mud or more stuck or mentally incarcerated and don't want parole. I still see things changing around them, but we're not changing as a whole and as a group.
Yes.
See, we can clap and be proud to mention me, Yaza, this person, that person. But if it ain't a mass of people, if it ain't a large community numbers,
That's right.
then to me, we ain't win nothing.
Absolutely.
What you do is set up for the one that you did put out there to be recognized and then killed or assassinated, character-wise or any other way-wise. We got to stop putting the people that we know that motivate us out front. See, you got to take a page out of their book, but not be them.
Right.
You have to take a page and do things the way that is being done as we speak on the platform.
Oh, man, listen.
Be careful, because we only got seconds left.
That's right.
My big message, the drop the mic message. Be careful who you tell your dreams to.
Ooh.
Hey, that's some
Hey,
message.
listen. Hey, yo, be
We
hot.
say
Listen.
that all the time. And
Yeah,
you
'cause they
can't
block
talk
us.
But here's the thing. You can't even talk to people who aren't dreamers like you about your vision.
Because they'll knock your vision.
They'll never
knock
see
your
it.
vision. And listen, I'm just so overwhelmed by the fact that we have knowledge at this table
Yes.
amongst two kings and a queen.
Yes.
You understand?
I like being
and
the
we
queen.
sit here and we talk, and everything we did was just build.
Yes.
That's why it's always a pleasure to sit with you, champ, because you are the people's champ.
Yes.
And I want to say thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
It was an awesome time, always.
Respect. Yes.
Thank you
And
so
Yes,
much.
we love
queen.
you.
Yes.
We love you, and you're more than welcome to come back anytime you want to, man. Join on the platform.
Especially
Like-
before the Hall of
likewise.
Fame thing, because we're going to do what we can to promote that, too.
Definitely be back before June.
Yes, sir.
And
Okay.
it's going to be great. And not only protect yourself at all times, but make sure you invest in your future.
Yes,
and
sir.
that
Amen.
is your kids, if you have them out there. Peace.
All right.
Peace.
Hey, yo.
We'll be back. Stay tuned. We got another good guest coming
That's
up.
right. It's the platform, y'all. Sit tight.
So it was needed and they did a platform.
Hey, everybody. I'm Joey Zaza, and this is my
Hustle
co-host.
mama, y'all.
Welcome to the platform.
Hey.
What's up?
No, what's up? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I mean, I'm excited. We got some good positive energy in the building today.
Yes, we do. We
And,
do. The show's going to be off the chain.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But I mean, like this is your friend. This is your life coach. You know, so I think it's only right that you do like the introduction.
Okay, so today we are having a wonderful time with a woman. Her name is Maxx Angenetta Jones, and she is a life coach. And lifecoachingtoday.com is her new venture. But I have to tell you, Maxx is more than a life coach. She's a great friend. She's a wonderful human being. She's very kind and compassionate. She keeps you grounded. She knows how to speaks French. She speaks French. Those 4-letter words, you know.
Well, let's welcome her. I mean,
All
like,
right.
I mean, that was like an introduction. We said, that's your friend, because she was getting real lengthy. I'm like, yo, okay, well, let's clap and bring her on in, you know?
Thank you.
What's up?
Thank you.
Thank you, Maxx, for joining us. How are you today?
I'm very good today. Very good.
I didn't even get a chance to tell everybody, and you're also a psychic,
Yes.
Yo.
like a real psychic.
We're going to get into that. So, as far as a life coach and things like that, I mean, I can use some coaching. You know, things ain't
Please
always
coach
right.
him.
You know, you can be like Coach Carter, you know, however you want to see it. But now, honestly, she spoke very highly of you, and it kind of, it didn't make me nervous.
No.
It made me like, oh Lord,
She
what
can
this lady,
see me.
what
She
this
can see
lady
my
see
underwear.
in me, you
She
know.
can see my underwear. What kind of
All right, I know you don't wear underwear. Sorry.
I do, but that's not what that's not.
just playing.
That's not what I was thinking.
Okay.
But honestly, I was like you're a spiritual
Yes.
advisor. Am I saying that right?
Yes. I am a transformational life coach. So I'm trained in changing your life and relationship therapy. So between life coaching and therapy, that's what I do. Now, I was born psychic. Okay. So my abilities came at birth because we are double Blackfoot Native American. So we are born a certain way, everyone in my entire family. So I can see your past, your present, and your future. Okay?
Wow.
So when I do my life coaching, okay, that is how I determine what my clients need, because most people will lie to you. Okay? And they are not honest. So I always ask them, are you sure that's the truth? Or, you know, because it helps me to get to the root of the problem. So your life is the blueprint. So I'm looking at your past, your present, and your future to get you ultimately where you want to go. So it is weird at times for people, because they'll say to me, how do you know that? Or to be positive, like Hector said earlier, because we were talking about people dying, and we were downstairs. I'm like, a lot of people are going to die. That was, you know. But that's just the way I do it. It's even when I fly or go somewhere, I look at everybody's death date, and if nobody's dying that day, you know, I get on the plane.
Real quick. So for you, if I wanted
She's
you,
scared to fly. Did you hear what she said?
I'm scared to fly too. But
Yeah,
I get
she
my
said
ass
she
on
looks
that
at
plane.
everybody's death date.
How do you do it? You
the
look.
passengers,
How
and
do
she
you
makes sure
pull
it
a
ain't that
passenger's
day.
record up like that? It's public
Because
record.
No, she's looking at
everything
them.
about you is in your aura.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody has an aura. You're blue, you're green, you're blue, Hector red, you're orange. You're not living.
He
out-
got the Rick James. He got the
Well,
Rick
but
James.
he's-
son.
He's not doing what he's always passionate about. So you go forward and do some things you're passionate about, but not everything. You know what I mean? So that second and third chakra, your soul's contract and your passion, you really got to look into that and say, okay. And you got to use your throat chakra, okay?
So you said I'm blue.
Yes.
Just define it. For me.
Blue is true leadership, okay? It means that you are like an indigo, that you are put here to lead people, to take them places, okay? But leaders need support, so you always have to make sure that you're surrounded by greens and reds, okay, so that you can get to where you need to
But
be.
what color was Stephanie?
Stephanie, my girl, is always green.
What the heck is a green? What does that mean?
Because that means
And
you-
actually, green looks really good on me. That's like one of my colors.
So green-
Emerald green.
This is a
green
weirdo.
is the heart chakra. So you have
I
to
am.
live in your heart. Your heart has to have compassion, honor, integrity, and care.
That's me.
Okay?
Yeah, that's
That's
me.
you.
That's the
That's
thing.
you.
But our reds, okay?
Are you
our
she is
reds,
red?
Yeah, but our reds, because you go back and forth, okay? So when you are quiet, okay, you're reflecting him. You know how sometimes you guys are in sync as what needs to be done? That's when you're blue. But when you're red is when you're in your full power, okay? You're pushing your life forward. Do you understand? The only thing you have to be careful with is fear. Sometimes you are too fear-based, and you need to meditate to get rid of your anxiety. Do you understand? So that's why, sorry. So
That's our producer, y'all.
it's
Our
not
producer,
that I
and she's about to
hide.
cry.
It's just that when people know that I am, they just start to freak out. And I already know before I get in the building.
I want to
Okay.
pull you in. Like, how long would it take for you to look at me and tell? Do you have to spend like an hour with me or so to tell me what my future is?
I normally spend an hour with my clients because they have questions, and my job is to get you from point A to B. No, I don't need to spend an hour with a person, but I need to tell you stuff. So when I meet a person is when I know. So let's say as soon as we say hi, or I hear your voice, or if you send me a text message or email, I know
My
everything
energy?
it is to know. Yes. As soon as I see you or hear you or whatever. Like when Hector was coming to the door. As soon as he comes to the door, when Stephanie said, I'm sending somebody, that's when it starts to download about Hector. Okay? Am I saying that right? It is Hector, right?
Yes.
Right?
Hector.
So that's when
Hector.
it starts. Or like when you shook my hand. So when you shook my hand, I knew everything, your fears and traumatic experiences. So that's
We
why
didn't
it was like-
shake hands, did we? We didn't
But I
shake
don't
hands.
need to shake hands. It just was deeper for her because I needed to
Ooh.
give her something. So when I hug people, I hug them heart to heart to give them energy to move forward. So when I shook her hand a certain way so that she would feel safe and protected when she goes out into the world because I knew she had
I need some of that.
some things
I
going
need
on.
some of that. I need some of that.
Is she right? She's right. She's emotional right now, y'all. She's right.
Right. So you
Aw.
definitely need to breathe. Meditation for you would be breathing. And it's because you are a shallow breather. But if you breathe now, you'll avoid a heart attack in about 6 years. So you just want to let go of stress and fear. So you have to face your worst. I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm so sorry.
Hey, yo.
Support her.
Oh, poor
Everything-
Stinkerwink.
Listen, let me tell you, everything happens for a reason. Nothing happens by accident, and God purposes all things. And I'm gonna tell you something. If I wasn't a part of this program, Max would not be here. And if Lauren wasn't the producer, she would not have heard this message.
You about to tear the whole camera down.
She would not have heard
lost
this
it. She
message.
lost it. Suge, what you doing, Suge? You ain't even
And
paying
she might not
attention.
have gotten the instrument she needs. I'm telling you, everything is purpose. Everything
There's
is
a
greater
reason
than
for
us.
Oh, but look at her. She's so tough.
And look, Max is able to help her because she tapped right
But
into
you know,
it
she's
and
like
gave her
a
advice.
she's like a real stern lady. You know, she don't play. She's
Very
one client.
militant.
Yeah.
No,
And look, and
that's
now-
called
that
handling
is
her
who-
business.
that
but
is
that's
who
what
she
she's
is.
tight. That's why I love it. But she's tight. But look at the marshmallow now.
Oh, my Booga Bear.
Only because 2019 is your manifestation year, and I cannot keep you stuck. You are stuck, and you are your greatest obstacle. So I can't keep you there. You gotta be careful with your choices and people around you, Hector. That's you gotta be really
Let's focus
careful.
on Joey. a
Wait.
little bit.
Let her have her flow now.
I'm just saying
Did you hear
because-
that message, Hector?
Yeah.
She said you have to be careful around your
I
choices
need
and the
some of
people
that.
you have around here.
And your food is killing you. Okay? Your food is killing you. You got to be careful because your food is killing you. Okay? It is attacking your blood, and you got to watch what you're drinking because you're not drinking the right thing. Okay? So I tell
put
people.
the soda down.
Yeah, it's that causes. So I'm going to tell you something. The reason why I'm telling you about what you're drinking is because you want to avoid having lymphoma. Okay? And that's bad. I mean, they can cure it, but it's still bad. Stop it. Okay? So, and I tell people stuff because I don't want to be responsible.
Like you feel
knowing
like you
and
should have
not-
said something while you had it.
Oh, yes. I don't want to
Well,
be
let's get
responsible.
into
But I
it.
didn't want to tell them what an elevator because the elevator is about the size of a box. I ain't want to freak them out.
like this,
Oh my God!
wanna
Oh my
freak
God!
them
She's
out.
still shedding
In
tears.
the box.
She's touching on some things.
Okay?
She's on point.
Can you
well,
please? Can you-
okay.
And it's so funny because I wasn't even going to mention that she was a psychic. I was just going to do her life coaching thing and never talk about her being a psychic. because I know how sometimes people think that, psychics are
a little
this,
scary,
bad,
yeah.
or it's not real, or it's evil, or it's bad. And I know her. I know her as a person. I love her. She has a kind heart. She has been a better person than me in some situations. And I'm like, yo, she brings it back to me. She's like, Stephanie, that's not of God.
Well, I'm a little scared of you, Stephanie.
That's not of God.
You get a little
should
crazy.
Be if you ever cross
she get a
me.
little crazy sometimes.
If he ever crossed me, I cannot MTC, which is maintain the crazy. But
did she just break that down?
I sure
Yes,
did.
she did.
But I asked Maxx in agreement. I said I was getting ready to say she was psychic then, and then she said, "You were getting ready to say it, weren't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I was." I said, "Can I tell?"
Well, I want to get into
Joey,
the
okay,
psychic
okay,
a
go
little
ahead, go
bit
ahead,
because
go ahead.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued
Yeah.
by the psychic abilities.
Okay.
Because I believe I have some.
You do.
I believe.
You are clairaudient. You have the ability to hear God, but you don't always follow through. That's a huge issue. So you are clairaudient, and clairaudient means that you get messages directly from spirit and from
Yes,
your
I do.
guides and your guardians. And you have an ancient grandmother that sends you messages also. So you should be tapping into your dreams because your dreams are very vivid, and we call them God dreams. So my biggest thing is that your ancestors are upset because you don't listen all the time. So you are very stubborn. So most of your, if I look at your body, you have, your shoulders give you issues, okay? And it's because they give you this large mantle to carry a lot of stuff, but you're not always listening and paying attention. They're asking that you write down your dreams so that you can manifest them in this world. So you are in the West, according to natives, and what we ask is that the veil between heaven and earth be moved so that your dreams can be here. All of your dreams, everything in that head of yours, should be here on this planet.
The Bible says, also as in heaven, also in earth.
And that is where you are in the West. As it is above, so shall it be below. But they're sending you messages, and you're just not acting on them.
You know what? I to a degree, that was pretty much accurate. But what happened? 2017, my mom passed on the 20th of December.
She would have told you what happened.
Okay,
You better ask
but
her.
2017, like I said, but the 20th of December, my father passed the 21st of December, 1982. So I took it upon myself to say that meant something.
Well, they were soulmates. Okay, so they were always destined to be together. That means that you were destined to be their child. You were destined to be on this plane. So there are no mistakes, but they're always going to travel together and reincarnate together. And so will you. When you die, they'll wait for you. The same process.
I think the month of December has been grand for me.
December is a good time
I
for
thought
you.
I thought I would be like so broke up, but that's not what happened. What happened was the energy from my parents, it descended to me in a way where it empowered me.
But remember I said to you that you're getting messages all the time. So they're constantly sending you messages, but are you tapping into those messages?
Now I am.
That is the thing. Now, some of us can't sit still and sing Kumbaya, okay? You have your voice heard all the time, but you need to chant, okay? Part of our culture talks about chanting to manifest, to lift up our voice, to speak it into fruition. The two of you need to use your throat chakra more, okay?
Now, what is a throat chakra?
The throat chakra is located right here. It's a voice box. Remember I told you hear things? Okay? So you know how they say you have to speak things into fruition?
Yes.
Okay? You have to speak about what you want and act as though it has already occurred and be in gratitude that it has. Okay? Like I said, your ancients, your grandmother, your family is constantly sending message to you from people around you and everyone. So you just have to quiet your mind. Quiet your mind, because that mind is busy, okay?
So is the mouth.
And no,
I'm just
no.
playing.
The mouth, his mouth is busy because it's a distraction. He's like a magician. Like, don't look right here, look over here, okay?
Exactly.
Okay.
Don't
Exactly.
pay attention to what this is doing, pay attention here.
That's
So
why you hooked on
your
yourself.
I did get hooked on
emotions,
myself.
your emotions are in your head, okay? You have to get out of your head. You need to get in your heart. Even with people, even on a romantic level, okay, you need to be in your heart, not your head. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am. I know.
Okay, because I don't want to go any deeper.
No, let's talk about let's put Stephanie on the flame.
She's my friend. I already get it
No,
all.
you don't get a pass.
What?
You don't get a pass.
This is on blast. Y'all want excited. I've had it for years.
No, we
I'm
talked
good.
about her crying.
Uh-huh.
We talked about his blue.
Okay,
Okay.
so
I'm on a meal
glad
prep
it's
program
time for a
now.
break. It's time for a break, y'all. I got off the hook, saved by the bell. We'll be back in a few minutes. Don't leave. Come back.
So it was needed and they did a platform.
Hey, welcome back. We're still here
Yeah,
with our life
y'all.
coach, and she's been really breaking it down behind the scenes. And for all those who stuck around through social media, you heard mostly what was going on, and she's amazing.
Amazing.
Mrs. Jones.
Thank you.
Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones.
See how
Mrs.
every
Jones,
chance
Mrs.
he gets, he wants to
Jones.
sing?
Nah, but honestly, like you can't not say Miss Jones and not do that part of the song.
Me,
But you stopped the favorite part.
yeah.
We got a thing.
Going on.
And don't. Some folks think it's
Little
wrong.
Apache over here. What's the name of that girl?
But we both.
What's the name of the? No, that was the rapper's name. Apache. That was his name.
Yes.
Apache.
All I know about Apache is the Sugar Hill Gang. Dun, 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 dun,
Okay.
dun,
Just
dun, dun, dun.
She like this.
Apache, jump on it.
I watched Will Smith and them on that one show when they were doing it.
Okay. Oh, hey.
Yeah,
hey,
shout
Jazzy Jeff.
shout
out
shout
to Jazzy
yeah,
Jeff
shout out to the Smith
and
family.
Will Smith.
Yeah, shout out to my homegirl Ellen up there. That's my girl. I love her and Mrs. Smith. She always welcomes me into their lovely home.
And shout out to my business partner,
Yeah.
who is Will Smith's. Harry. Harry went to Hampton.
Oh, yeah,
the real
shout out to my
HU.
man, Harry.
Okay, shout out Harry. You know, it's Hampton University, HU in the house. But I was going to say shout out to my film partner, Derek Hammond. He's Will Smith's cousin. He does all those fly films.
Well, I mean, we did a lot of name dropping just now, but let's see who's gonna be. We in the joint, So
I
shout
love
out to all
Derek.
you guys.
Shout out, Derek. We're going to have you on the show, too.
Listen,
I
shout
got
out
you,
to
boo.
all the Smiths.
All the Philly people.
Yeah, how about that? Shout out to Jazzy Jeff, Charlie Mack,
Yeah, shots.
my man Omar,
Oh,
Jaco,
yeah.
rest in peace. Wiz, all Mark.
Marsha,
Yeah, all them dudes.
Renee, Gina, Janae. We got to shout them out.
Yeah, all them people.
All of them. Jilly from Philly.
All them
Pop,
people.
Pop
My man
Watson.
Dice Raw. Can't forget Dice
My
Raw.
boy, Pop Watson.
Yeah.
Dave Watson.
And the Roots, of course.
Of course, Questlove and Yamin. That's my boy.
Oh, yeah, I mean the Dread.
Jeff, yeah. Yamin.
Yeah, I mean the
Shout out to
Dread.
you. Yes. You leave Yamin alone. He's probably watching this on my Facebook.
I know, yeah, I mean the Dread. That man be riding a scooter like it's a 750 Suzuki. I see that boy everywhere.
Yo, I grew up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Dread, man. Respect, man. Ear your
Yeah,
ass clap, man. That's
we
El
put some
Zoom come here.
respect on it.
Yeah, man. That's an original Pum Pum Killer.
Okay, so anyway, Max, can you please tell the audience, because I'm the voice of reason here, can you explain why people should use a life coach and how it's different from, let's say, going to a shrink?
Okay. So a life coach will help you actually take the information from it starts with shrink.
Okay.
Okay, so the shrink determines what is actually going on with you if you have a psychological problem. The therapist gives you therapy to help you deal with it. A life coach actually helps you put everything in physical, to actually do it, to follow through.
The execution.
Yes, to make sure that you're doing everything you need to do to get where you need to be.
Okay.
So that's what makes it more powerful. It's almost like coaching a team, except you are one-on-one, and I'm giving you step-by-step instruction to be your best or to master yourself. Because that's what we're put here to do. We're put here to master ourselves, okay?
Yes.
And that's what we don't do. We just roll around asking our friends for advice. Our friends haven't mastered themselves, so they're giving us bad advice, especially in relationships. That's my biggest thing. We give bad advice when it comes to love.
Yes.
Okay? And then we kill each other's dreams. You say, I want to have a TV show. How are you going to do that? You go to a coach. Your coach will say, yeah, you can have that TV show. What are you going to do to get it? Let's do this, that. Okay? But your friends would be like, how are you going to pay your bills? But your coach is going to show you how to have the TV show, how to pay your bills, and how to move forward.
Yes.
So, and that's with career. We push you till you actually manifest. So when relationships, you come to us and we say, no, don't get into that relationship. Okay, sometimes people do, and then we say something else. Because you escaped earlier, right?
You
By the
escaped?
way.
Well, no, I didn't escape. We on another We are
Yeah,
on another
yeah,
path.
you escaped. You
We
escaped.
escaped. This ain't escape.
No, I remember when you
My name
escaped.
ain't T.I.
I was cutting your grass.
Oh,
Remember? I remember when she escaped. I met her and I started coming over to her house, and I would cut her grass. You know, shovel. You know, sisterly, brotherly affection. You know, and you know she would talk to me, tell me stuff, and I'd be like, "Dad, for real, you don't need him."
But see, and that's the thing.
And that's what she says too.
We don't look at the bigger picture. Okay? So the bigger picture is for everything we do, why are we doing it? What's the purpose? Okay? Is it fear or faith? Because both things can't hold the same space. So a coach will get you out of fear and put you in faith. And it is getting you out of your comfort zone. You know, earlier I was talking to Bernard and he was saying, it's, you know, people who are imprisoned in their mind, it's very dangerous because you're stuck. And you don't see that you're stuck. You get up every day, you go to work, you do the same thing day after day. And you might take a vacation once a year, but you are not doing anything. You are not honoring your soul's contract. You're not growing. What are you doing?
Right.
And so somebody has to come by and drop you off the building and say, get off of this building. Go do what you need to do. You can leave your comfort zone and come back, but you must leave.
Now-
Otherwise, your life is going to be
Now
boring.
with this show, I mean, you know, she's a green, I'm a blue.
She's a red and a blue.
Okay, but you said I need these type of colors for us to move synchronized.
Yes.
Right. So, with us, my family here at this table,
Oh,
with
me and him.
and Lauren and Hector and all the colors that's in this room. Where do you see us going as a family with this program here?
I see you going, you know, it's good that you bring that up. And we were talking about Will Smith, and we didn't bring up Jada, but they have this great program.
Yes.
The red
Facebook.
table,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
I see you going in that direction. But you are the mouthpiece. And do you remember I told you about your ancestors? When you go to sweat again, you have to go to the north and speak to the ancestors, okay? You are the key here, okay? Because Stephanie is a doer. You are a doer and a thinker, but you have to start talking more, okay? You have to be that person that says, yes, because speaking with direction is powerful, okay? So you have to go knock on some doors and knock some doors down that you normally would not knock down, but you can do it. When we get to June of this year, if you follow the advice that I'm giving, you will be on the charts of where you need to be. And you'll be like, oh, that girl was right. It's just that speaking with direction, almost like chi, when you direct a certain energy.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is 2019 coming in. We want to do our
Best to change.
we want to do our resolutions and blah, 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 blah. It's like, what are you prepared to do to get to your vision? Like, we are mind, body, and spirit, okay? So the mind thinks, okay? And the spirit is there to assist. You know, we all have guides and guardians that we send out to do our work. What is the body willing to do? How is the body going to show up? Okay? So there's people energetically who need to talk to you so you can put this on the map the way that you want. Okay?
Yeah, I've really been doing that from my point, because I found something inside of me that I know we don't share with people, but since we're on the topic, I found that I am very spiritually in tune. Like, I've seen visions of my father. I didn't see visions of, you know, like I said, I just thought I would be a wreck when my mom passed
Like
away,
I
and it
said.
just made me stronger.
Ho'oponopono. They are trying desperately to guide you. When was the last time you seen a red bird?
Wow, I think it was during this summer.
Okay, that's a message from your people. Okay, the red bird was a cardinal. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that it was a male cardinal. That male cardinal is telling you to push your masculine energy forward. Now, the butterfly that you saw this summer is about stepping into your feminine energy. Okay, so when I say speak, I know you speak a lot already. What I'm asking you to do is to direct that energy. You ever see the monks and how they direct energy and they move things without actually moving. That is what's being asked of you. So meditation for you and you should be breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, but taking your thoughts and actually directing them.
Stop it.
Actually directing
See,
them
this one I
so
don't
that
like. He was the one eating all the food. I have gum.
So, and that's where I see the show going. Okay, but I will always constantly be on her about something. Okay?
Well, you know,
because she'll
so
call
happy.
me and she'll say, "This business, no. This person, no." Okay.
Yep.
So
And
she
I-
called you
and
about
I'm-
me? Tell the truth. We at the table now. She called you about me?
Yes, she always asks me about stuff because only because
I don't make any moves
I
anymore.
get on her case.
And what was the
about
outcome? I
things.
see
not
what happened.
saying
So you know, what did you tell her?
I told her to say yes, but there are some things I say to her, no, no.
You was
No.
going to say yeah regardless.
No, it took me
No.
how long? Look how long it took me to say yes.
No.
Because when you first asked me, she told me don't do any business deals during that time. She's like, no.
You
don't.
called me.
No,
Yeah.
when you first asked me, come on now. Oh,
Okay.
See, he can't even say it with a straight face.
So when this first came up,
she told me
okay,
no.
Mercury was in retrograde. It was leaving, I think, Sagittarius, my son said, and going into
He
Scorpio.
actually, he wasn't even by himself. He
Okay.
was with some other people at the time.
and and at the
What you
time,
mean?
it was not time to make a deal. Okay, so I had to say no.
she
Okay,
said no.
and then I said let's revisit it because I will say no or yes. It's like if people text me and say yes, no, no, okay. And I said, then when it came up again, I said, yes, you can move forward. But then I had to veto some other stuff because it would have been in the way of this. Okay? So that's how we roll. Because
That's how we roll.
So I got basically I got the blessing.
No, basically you got the shaft at first, and then
I didn't get no
I didn't
shaft. I
give-
got the
I didn't
blessing.
give him the shaft
I'm
at
just
first.
playing.
I said no.
She said no because it was other people attached to it at the moment, and that's what probably was you feeling, the energy from other people.
Well, when Mercury is in Sag, it's great. When Mercury is in Scorpio, not so great.
Yeah, so it was other people that I was attached to when I was doing this before, and then once I broke from that, I don't know how it happened, but
I do, but
Yeah,
but
what?
let me ask you this:
I remember.
Who
But that
sent who sent those people?
who sent them?
Yeah, what was their purpose?
Well, their purpose was
To get him here.
to get me here. Wow.
But their purpose was also what you could do for them.
Yeah, it
There's
really
no
was.
one in this room right now trying to see what you can do for them. Everyone in this room is on their own hustle to hustle with you, not to ride your back. You can't carry too many fat people, okay?
You can't carry any fat people.
And that's what you were doing.
Isn't
You
that crazy?
cannot.
'Cause you too.
Everybody has to run towards
Yo.
the same gift. So you with people who are setting up, what is he going to do for me? How is he going to help me? You cannot surround yourself like that.
Yeah.
But now you have what you need.
Everybody
So
has their own
I
hustle here.
can't
Nobody's
put
threatening. Nobody
her
wants to use.
in a situation
That's right.
that is not good because then that's going to affect me. And I don't want that.
Well, you
She's
know
very
what?
selfish like that.
I'm so glad because there was so much truth
So
in
that's
what
why I
you
have to
just
make sure
said,
you're
though, like,
healthy, you're good.
Come on.
Because
Come
if
on.
she's
Preach.
sinking, then I'm sinking because that's my friend. Okay? So I will say
Facts.
yes, no, yes,
And I'll be
no.
out in a minute. Don't I cut it in
Yes.
a minute? I'll
Like
cut it
the
off in
young
a
boy
minute.
say,
I'm
facts.
like, but they're not going to pay me.
Yeah.
Okay? No.
Well,
Right.
what-
When
I
it
mean-
comes to that, it's that's how it is. And it's like if you eat
Excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
you need some water and cranberry. If you Google me,
I stopped smoking, y'all.
that's good, but you still need water and cranberry.
Water and cranberry, what's that gonna do for me?
Clear up your sinuses.
I need
okay?
that.
And make your, okay, I'll
Gotcha.
tell you later.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Mrs. Jones. I got you, Mrs. Jones. But I mean, it's just like you really are on point. You really on point. And before I go, I want to say thank you.
Thanks, Max, for coming by.
Thanks, Miss Maxine.
Thank
For,
you.
Her name is not Maxine, it's Maxx Angenetta.
Maxx Angenetta. Thanks, Miss Max.
Yes.
I just leave it at that. Okay.
That's fine. So
And how can people find you on
If you-
social media, please?
if
and
you Google
anywhere?
me, most people Google me. And if you put in Maxx with 2 X's, Maxx Angenetta Jones.
Or Ask Max.
You'll find me, or just Ask Maxx or Ask Maxx. That's how you find me. It's you know, I have several companies, but just if you put in MAXX, you'll find me. You'll see my reviews, just everything there is to know. And you can go on my Facebook and say, should I listen to her? And people will be like, yeah, you better.
All right, well, you know, that's the show, ladies and
And
gentlemen.
don't forget lifecoachingtoday.com, which is Max's newest venture.
That's great.
And
But-
join us again.
On another episode of the platform.
Okay,
Right
let's bring the
here.
platform. It's Philly, y'all.
We right here, y'all there,
We're the
we
mom,
is here.
y'all the mom. We're all
Until next time, peace and love.
Peace.
Sit tight.
Peace.
Thank you.
So it was needed and they did the platform.